Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
happening?
We've got our typical Monday no-gi open mat footage to go over, which I'm excited to watch. But first, we're going to hit some competition footage from one of our longtime loyal viewers, Mango King. So, kind enough to share this with us. And yeah, I think we did this a few months back with some of his footage, so it'll be good to see like what else he's been working on, how he's progressed. And Mango, if you see, maybe he'll join us at some point. But yeah, if you're watching us later and you have any questions, man, hit us up and we could help you out maybe. So let's check that stuff out first, and then we will get into our open mat footage. So we've got Mango King on the left in that sleek looking zebra striped rash guard, and this is his first match for this competition. We got 3 of his no-gi matches to look at. So his opponent's coming out heavy with collar tie. They both got themselves in a mutual collar tie, grip on the bicep. There we go. Disengage when he got his posture broken down. Never a bad idea. His opponent looks hungry. We'll snap down, grab the single leg to the inside. So 2 points for the takedown, but he's got to get himself. Okay, he got himself out of that real quick.
Yeah, his head was up the middle, so it's not a terrible spot when your partner slaps on the guillotine, right? Because he doesn't really have a good angle in order to finish it.
Right.
He's trying to, throw it into his side, but Mango's doing a good job of trying to get his head towards the middle.
Yeah. And then once the head is, or once, I'm sorry, the leg is on the outside, he needs to be careful in that regard, like keeping the head in a safe position. It would be easy to, slip that to the outside, and then for his opponent to throw up a closed guard, pull to close guard and finish that guillotine. So gets the inside trip, and then right here, he wisely gets his head free. It looks like they move him back to the center.
The red one, Josh?
Or the yellow one. All right, so I want to see him working for a grip break here. His opponent's really trying to break down the posture. There we go, little log splitter up the middle.
Yep.
I'd like to see that left hand, instead of the left hand being on the mat, hopefully this doesn't get him in any trouble. A few seconds back, could be using that to pin that bottom leg at the knee to make a knee cut pass a little easier. Now his opponent's moving into half guard. Mango doesn't look too phased with this Kimura attempt though. And he needs to be careful here. He's in a bad spot. Ish. Damn, alright. So he did give up position on that. A little earlier, Mango, I'd like to see you getting that, like hiding that hand, like right when he slaps that on and gets the figure 4. Right here, you're in some trouble. There, like, I really want to see you tucking that hand through. You could even reverse this. Our coach Luke loves to reverse this Kimura. But you're going to have to capture his elbow. You're going to have to get your chest, like, to where his tricep is. But all that happens after you tuck that hand very deeply and get your arm safe. So here he gets the sweep with it and takes top position. Good regard, good tactical lift.
Very nice.
So I think it's 2-2 off the 2 for the takedown, 2 for the sweep, I believe is what that scoreboard is saying. What's up, Coop? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
What's up, Cooper? So his opponent got into oh, okay. So he doesn't have a full triangle.
Yeah, just threw up like a trap. What did he do? So missed that. So shot with the head on the outside. Be careful with that, Mango, for reasons we talked about earlier with that first single leg. Your head was on the outside, but your opponent didn't lock up that guillotine in time. So double ankle sweep. You guys know my thoughts on that. Anytime you get caught there, I want to see you pinching those knees. So so his opponent is in an interesting spot. He doesn't have like the typical position with like the hamstrings on the thighs. Oh, he does here. Hold on, let me see if I can catch it. So the legs drop to like here, right about the knees. That'll be harder to use that knee pinch. The knee pinch, what do you want to call it? Just block, I guess, as you fall back on that double koichi or the double ankle. But he hip high sub, so it's pretty good.
At upper belts, with that knee up the middle, Mango, just keep it in mind, you have leg entries there. When since your right knee is through the middle, when you fell back, you could actually throw in an ashigarami. Very nice pass. Very nice pass.
Yeah, what saved you there?
Opportunity.
So you established the underhook right here. Yeah, there it is. You slipped the underhook in as soon as he was coming around for the back. It's really good. Get that guard pass.
I'd say at higher levels, just keeping it in mind, Mango, is that when you're coming around for the pass, I really liked how you were securing. So, as opposed to the first time where your opponent caught you in the Kimura, this time you made sure to staple the wrist down with your hand, right? So your left hand, actually you've got a double wrist grip here, right? And you slip in your right hand underneath to get for that underhook. But you can keep your left hand pinning his wrist throughout the entire pass. And I would say that is going to be more of a necessity as you're going through the ranks. Because once if you try to pass and your partner gets their elbow down and inside, it'll be a short-lived pass. I would say they'll be able to regard very quickly.
Yeah, and even just looking at this now, I don't recommend this as a plan A tactic, but that wrist and forearm control that he has will also prevent the back take. Like his opponent won't be able to get up and around the back even with this like tight waist grip or far lat grip. But it's not something I would rely on. I would absolutely go for your underhook instead as a plan A. If your opponent is able to pull you like into the screen, then he could probably start to take your back. He would bring you down to his level instead of having to crawl up behind you. Let's see. Where were we? One second. So let's see. You get this pass. Okay.
I think they reset.
Yeah, and he had the elbow in. That's what I was worried about, because Mango gives him the elbow here, but he had it in already. So gotta be careful when they reset you. Make sure they don't do anything sneaky. Take frames that they didn't have or didn't earn. Some heavy whizzer pressure here. Can make it heavier. He's coming up a little too vertical, or not vertical, a little too easily for my taste. I'd rather see you driving your shoulder down through his shoulder. Kind of an easy sweep he gave up there.
Is he gonna go for a go-go?
I believe he does. I think he mentioned that on the last stream.
Oh.
This must be the match.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I thought he was gonna try and go for something there.
Should be coming up here. There, it looks like he's setting it in. He's got it over the shoulder. Oh,
wow.
Okay.
I didn't even see him sneak it in. It was like a no arm go plotted too.
So he had the go-go on his opponent's right arm, because that's what we didn't see, the leg slip in on right here. It looks like it's out, or maybe I'm wrong, because I'm.
It's a no arm go-go plata.
Yeah.
Like that's
interesting.
That is really interesting. It's like is kind of like an Ezekiel.
It's a legs
almost,
Ezekiel.
Right? A legs Ezekiel. Yeah.
Yeah, Mango innovator.
He's an innovator. What can we say, right?
We need to make an innovator badge. We'll give one to Austin. Give it to Mango. Good stuff, man.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Cool. Way to pull that one out. A legs Ezekiel. There we go. We got a few names for it now. Mango needs to chime in. Let him know what he named it. Or let us know what he named it. So we missed the slap hand fist bump. Looks like we're only 11 seconds into this match, though. His opponent got a takedown, or got points on the takedown. He's working some quick guard passing, stacks him up. But Turtle is not a guard pass. So working from the front headlock. Go behind. Just pulls him back over his legs. Yeah, stay. Got a turtle up, got a turtle up. I don't think he's gotten passing points. Yeah, he has not gotten passing points yet. His opponent's staying active. Now he gets the points. No perp daddy, and you know that. So yeah, 3 points for the guard pass. There you go. Good regard, getting the knee in. See if his opponent might beat that. He's doing a good job. Mango's doing a good job trying to keep the knee and elbow together. That bottom leg right now, his right leg though, is not doing a whole lot of work to regard. Yeah. I want to see him planting that and trying to square back up with his opponent.
Yeah, the Ashigurami's there actually all day. Especially if you're landing that knee up the middle quite frequently, right? Like right there, your opponent steps around. You get the knee straight up the middle. You should be like keeping that left knee where it is, firing your right leg all the way through and trying to touch his hip with the sole of your foot. And you've got straight ankles there, especially like at white belt, or I don't know what is this, Naga? This isn't a Naga, right?
This is North American Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation.
All right. Either way, I'm probably straight ankles are legal in this competition, and you have that threat all day.
Yeah, and at the very least, you could always use it as a grip, transition into X guard to
sweeps or whatever. Yep. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Laying on lockdown here. Opponent beats the knee. So definitely want to be working your elbow escape. You've got that outside elbow position right now. He's riding high. So where you're going to want to shoulder walk back, well, possibly address the neck right now. I can't tell entirely what's going on.
Nice.
There we go.
That was
good.
Almost like a little jailbreak from the outside, or from the inside.
And it looks like this may be the case where the opponent can rack up points. Let's see if she has a late count, but she's given him, yeah, he just got mount points again. So we got 3 mount points. And so this is something you've got to be wise to, Mango. Like when you're capturing ankles like that, you're taking your opponent out of mount, and depending on the rule set, if they just slip that ankle back out, they get a mount transition again, so they get points for that. And that's why we're seeing a score, I think 18-0 right now. It's from a lot of those little transitions. So now he's, you've regarded at this point, he can earn all the way back up to, side control, knee on belly, mount, back take. He's back to square one. Yeah, need a little more urgency there, man. As he's running around the back like that, just sitting to the ground and facing him, like sitting to a regard. I hope your knees are okay. Just got to keep tabs on where your opponent's going as he's working against your turtle position. Also,
you're staying very composed throughout the entire thing, right? No panic movements. Yeah, I definitely would want to see a little bit more urgency when your opponents. Yeah, that was a really
his opponent disengaged.
Didn't quite finish. Yeah.
Another third time this match. Getting pulled over your knees. Belly down. There we go.
Yeah.
Tough spot, man. That's a tough one to get out
Yep.
of. But yeah, this is, I mean, honestly, like, this came down to, I mean, his opponent was really good. Definitely some nuances to that rule set that you want to make sure you're prepared for, just so you're not giving away too many points. If it comes down to a close, you know, a closer match, that can really make the difference. Put an air tag on your opponent as well, just to make sure that you can keep track of where they are at all times. Hesitant fist bump there. Referee intervening. Big drive through on a single, taking him out of bounds. So when you do those snap downs, man, mean it. Like, not just that. I don't want that. I want put his face into the mat. This isn't enough, like, and since you're pulling him towards you and he's in a square stance, like, you don't even see his feet move. Like, if you're gonna expend the energy, get some reaction out of it. And a good thing to do, like a simple thing to do, I should say, push towards him, push him backwards before you snap him down, right? He's standing here square. They're both leaning towards each other. Not much motion here. You're not going to get him moving with that. So drive back through him, and then when he pushes back, snap down, take everything away. Set up those standing positions, and you'll get a lot more out of them. You look comfortable staying guarded. So that, I think that was the end. Yeah, we're on to part 2. Tight guard here. Yeah, he takes the arm in and splits the guard open. Yes, Josh. That happened. I heard you get armbarred real good in today's footage, though. We're going to see me hit the mat even harder later as well. Harder than I hit myself. So I think Mango also said in the last stream, we were talking about this footage, that one of the things he learned was, you know, the importance of pacing and coming up to, you know, having multiple matches on the day. So this being his third match, I think he meant that to say as he was definitely feeling some gas from his previous match, his gas tank being a little lower. So I'll give you a bit more leniency on any like slower reactions or lack of urgency in this match, but it's definitely something you want to work on. So opponent gets to the back. Here we go, stepping on the bottom leg with the top leg. Very good. As soon as you can, yep, you got a hip switch. Your opponent knew he was losing it, or at least didn't want to put up enough of a fight to keep it. I wonder if he gets mount points for that, going from back to regular mount. I can't see the refs' gestures.
Can't tell.
Matt. Clever, because that's my name and what we grapple on. Got the whole peanut gallery showed up today, huh? Everyone but Mango.
They're Fuji mats on this, so they're nice mats.
Yeah, right. Dude, imagine I'm going to set up for this competition.
Oh, I know.
I feel like Dahlimer's the way to go for tournament
roll
mats.
them out.
All right, so again, he's riding high. You've got that hip frame in. That's where I want to see you either pushing on that and shoulder walking back. With the Americana. Does he get it? That looks bad, but honestly, that I don't think you're in much trouble here. That's not how you
just like putting your hand behind your head.
Yeah, I could do that right now. That's not how you finish an Americana. So, no real. That's a bit more concerning. He got the rotation into it. Yeah, Mango. I think the number one things you could work on right now, it's gonna come down to your mount escaping, like just general positional escaping. As far as competition goes, make sure you know the rules inside and out, especially when it comes to points criteria and all that. I mean, we've had our own guys. We've gone over on stream like the kind of BS where one of our students is going to sit to guard and the opponent, foot sweeps him, basically kicks him in the ankle, and all of a sudden he gets 2 takedown points. So little things like that can go a long way towards turning the momentum, or keeping it on your side, or at least not having like a big deficit you got to climb back from. Competing when you feel like giving up, it's the best time to not give up. Do even better than the best you can do, and you'll really see what you can really do. Thank you, ChatGPT, for that uplifting commentary. But yeah, man, that was great. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
good job.
Yeah.
At least getting out there, man. Like, you should be proud of yourself to at least just go compete.
Yeah, and in addition to that, inventing leg Ezekiels. That's your move now, man. If you ever don't think that you can't do something you can't do, then you should dig down deep and do the things you do to do what you've done. I hate our students. Just a few of them. Anyway, if you have any other questions, man, about any of the things that happened in that footage, please reach out, shoot me a DM, chime in on the chat on this stream or the next one, and we'll be happy to comment. And we won't have the chat there distracting us. All right, so onward to the open mat footage. Josh calling me out for like the 3rd time now for the first round, where we're all dry. I hate it. And then David and Clay. It's the first time I've seen Clay taken off the mat. Nice guillotine. Let's look at this again. David's a little bull, man. What kind of grip did he have there? So Clay kind of baiting an underhook.
Can you share it on Discord?
What was that?
Can you share it on Discord?
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I knew I was going to do that, and sure enough. Let's see. There we go. You good? All right. DMs are not open to you, Josh. So look at we got David and Clay up here. This is what I was looking at again. So Clay, David's on like a kind of a Russian, looked like a bit of a Russian tie.
Yeah, he likes those.
Yeah, picks up the single. Clay jumps up for the guillotine, which I would highly recommend not breaking contact with the ground on guillotines. It's something a lot of people do when they think they like just barely enough of a snap down and they want to get the head. They'll kind of like jump up. I just don't recommend it. I'd rather be well grounded the whole time. Obviously you get the better part of this exchange. If David, was violent with that takedown, that could be bad news. This is speaking from self-defense kind of territory, but that's why I generally don't favor guys jumping for that front headlock. Josh, did I pull? I think I just. Oh yeah, I think I pulled a long time ago. We've got Pat and Chris down here too.
So Clay goes in for like a Kouchi, and a really awkward looking takedown. Watch how he shoots his left leg in.
Right to there.
Well, it's I don't know, kind of like set up
trip.
like an Uchimata, but it's an inside trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, going backward.
Judo wise, I think that'd be like an Ouchi-gari, basically.
Ouchi.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad his knee's okay, because that did not look fun.
Yeah, I don't really like those inside trips just for that reason. They work, they're effective. In fact, Kyle took me down with a similar one on the last stream.
That's right. How he was going after your leg, inside, outside.
Yeah, I'm just too scared of my knees in my old age.
Yeah.
Clay gets the sweep. So it's funny. We always give Chris a lot of props for like his guard and how much of a hassle it is to pass it. But right now he's stuck in Pat's like we'll call it it's basically a half guard, which I think is also similarly notorious to pass. And it looks like he's doing a good job keeping control over that knee, which way it's facing. Chris has gotten that knee elbow connection, which is an excellent spot to be. With Clay and David there. And Clay gets himself to a nice Kimura. So he's got the leg trapped, but that's no problem to him. Starts getting the arm isolated. There we go. Get the knee. Almost gets the knee free. So let's see what he does. So he gets the figure four. Steps over the head. This is what he and I were talking about. He started to do this to me a few weeks ago, right at the bell. Clay, I don't know if you were thinking this at the time, but it looks like you make the shift. The main thing I always yell at people about with Kimura is taking the elbow of the woven hand, like the woven arm, that elbow as close to their elbow as possible. I think as you hit the step over, you do that. Like right here, now you have a much easier time working your way down to that elbow to elbow position. And yeah, with that looks solid. It looks like the elbow's in a good spot. With this though, I hope you could feel what we were talking about, the power of having that leg in the position to multiply some of that pressure that you get from the figure four lock. Chris could go for like a knee staple in this direction.
He tried, and then
his patch is turning.
Turned him over. Yeah. So he's resetting, he's going for it again. That's doing a good job of keeping that far arm, the right arm of Chris, kind of at bay for now. Well, and just as I said that.
You gotta ask yourself, Cole, if you deserve it. That's the real question.
And you also have to ask him if he has a Corvette.
Yeah. Tempted Tomonagi on Josh.
If it's red, and then you and Josh could be like riding around one red and one yellow Corvette.
Super cute.
In matching rash guards.
Oh my god.
That'd be pretty cool. God, that would be
adorbs.
Yeah. Totes.
So Pat, for you, man, I mean, like you have been maintaining this position and preventing the pass, which is great. But I think this might go back to the conversation you had with Mike and I a while back about really putting that position to use and not just kind of stalling out there. Chris gets his leg free and now, oh, all right, good, you regard. But I want to see you off balancing with that, either with the lockdown when you have it, or moving to deep half, the single leg deep half, or if anything, if you get your knee shield back up, standing back up. I try to suplex Josh here, get my hips low, and I'm like, you're too fat. And then I made a real stupid move and just like came around the angle and like, yeah, sure, take my leg. Not that I'm worried, because I know he doesn't know anything about leg locks and can't do them good at all. Chris is doing a good job staying flanked here. He didn't let Pat roll up too easily.
Yeah, which was this the I think this was part of the lesson of the night. Just getting to the back from close guard, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And the front headlock from
snap down.
Clay. Can only imagine he's going to be going for the anaconda. Oh, and he surprises. Goes to the back. Oh, the batteries were in the truck? Oh, hang on. Do they come in the
Don't
truck?
don't engage them. I have no idea what they're talking about. All right, cool. Yeah, Clay takes him to the side, which we like to see, and they just run out of time.
Dude, I
Pat
have
with the
not
standing guard break.
opened any of mine since I was a baby.
The old Hess trucks.
Yeah, yeah, I had no idea the batteries were in them. That would be, that's gonna be bad news one day.
So you got you and Alec.
As I throw him right into Jason and Caleb.
He's got Pat laying down some pressure on Clay. Oh, I hate that Clay just like he's got that Derek what's his name?
Derek Lewis mentality.
Yeah, the just stand up. It's so annoying.
Nice knee pick from Clay.
Yep. Let's see if Jason can break down Caleb's turtle position here without getting Maki-Komi'd. Notice
Going
no
for
one's
the leg. It's a good start.
Yeah, no one's giving him the arm on the far side anymore.
Yeah.
I'll spit on my hand before I do it. That way I can slip it right out as he goes to roll, and then he just exposes his belly up position. He's got that dog. Damn, so did Braden. Or Gavin. A little too far off to the side for me to tell. I think that's Braden, yeah.
Braden's with
Austin.
Yeah, with Austin.
So he gets behind him. Let's see this takedown. I love that. That's awesome. Yep. So blocks with the knee as he cuts his angle around. Right here. Knee block, but shoves the upper body forward. Beautiful. That's one of my favorite ways to take people down from the back. It's such a low effort, but like high percentage move, I feel like. What'd you get with Alec?
Mounted triangle.
Clay gets a little foot sweep or trip.
Jason got top position. I guess I think he just turned over. I think either I don't know what happened with Caleb. Did he try and roll through? Yeah, he just rolls.
Caleb does a good job getting his shoulders to the mat, but then Jason doesn't let the position go. And then over here, this is one of Austin's buddies. I think Daniel. It was his first class, so he was going through the intro, but did a really great job putting the stuff we went over at class to work. He was working like the Udigatami straight arm bar, and some of the things that fall out of that when it goes wrong, like taking the back, like he's trying to do with me here. I think Austin showed him as he showed Alec. Triangles, outside of class, so he was shooting up that triangle entry that we went over as well. So really good to see it. Good to see him getting some reps in during the open mat at his first class.
Nice.
Austin tries the dive on the Imanari. Does not get it.
Beautiful Sasai.
You see that?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Boom.
I want to leave that in slow-mo. So Pat
Serves
circles
Pat
around.
right for humiliating me last week.
Yeah, right. So Clay starts to walk across and then quickly turns that corner. And it stays, upright with this. Not fully upright. Obviously, he's got a lean to him here, but he's not like falling down with it. And most importantly, gets Pat's upper body turning very well with it. So he's got the underhook with his left arm. And then where does he send his right arm? Like, does he go for an underhook there? Yeah.
I think he does. He pushes on the armpit.
Yeah. No, he's full under on that one.
Oh yeah, he does under.
So
yeah.
he's got double underhooks. Takes it down. And lands past the guard. That was nice, man.
Yeah. I love how he just puts himself back in half guard. It's like Randy Couture style.
Mm-hmm. Right. Got Chris on the Katagatame here with Tyler. Chris doing what I always advise, which is trusting the choke. It seemed like he knew he had it. Didn't see much adjusting from him there. Just kind of waited out Tyler. It's like Tyler's telling him it was a close one.
So Clay's going in for the same exact Kimura setup. He'd already put himself in half guard, right? We saw that, and then Pat literally like opens his legs to try and get rid of it, and Clay just doesn't care.
Yeah.
So he uses it to hook, and then he steps over after he gets the grip here. He's gonna step over the head with his left leg. So
Right.
he got the grip.
Right here, Pat's like, please take your leg out.
Yep. Please, yeah, get rid of it. So he steps over, and he's using that to drive, posterior chain to start getting the arm behind the back. Pretty nice. Or
Yeah.
really nice. Not pretty nice.
I think that this could be made better if he does get that leg free and step over.
Yeah. Totally.
Like Clay, you're comfortable there, and that's fine, and you seem to be doing that position well. You can get that second leg into the move even more to further increase the power of that Kimura if you do get that leg free. So don't feel like you got to leave it in half guard. If you can attack from there, awesome, go for it. But if for some reason they could slip that arm free and you've stepped your leg over the head, you're going to initiate a scramble. There might be back exposure there, possible entrances into legs if they get you elevated. So I'd personally rather have my leg free if I'm doing that. So I tried an Imanari roll on Braden here just for fun because he always tries to do it to me and turn it into an ankle pick. And I headbutt his knee right there. I dead legged him with my head and like concussed myself. He's like, hold on, man, I need a minute.
You're like, me too.
Yeah. I felt pretty bad. Sorry, Braden. Just like sat there rubbing it like, man, that hurt. Caleb, such a baby. We're all standing with Clay, man. Stand up.
I did not.
Clay really likes using that dig on the Kimura, that original Kimura grip. He was telling me he uses that in wrestling because you can, but you use it for a turnover, like to get like either exposure or near exposure. And he puts it to good use, so it'll be he gets me in it later. I tap almost immediately as he gets the hand behind my back because there's just too much exposure from my shoulder for me to be comfortable. But That's an easy thing to transition from wrestling into jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Yeah, he does the same thing to me.
Ankle pick on Braden. Actually, let me see. I think so. Just for the sake of it, we've got heavy collar tie on Braden here. I get him to a staggered stance. So with his head pulled over his foot, this is how I'm always teaching you guys how to do it when we go over it in class. Got the head pulled out over the foot. This leg is very heavy right now. It's going to be hard for him to step it away from me. So quick drop, the pick, and as I'm pulling the leg out, I'm pulling his head to the ground in the opposite direction. And then working by to side control. Clay working to a very high mount on Caleb here.
Yeah, he has leg over the left or the right shoulder of Caleb here.
Pat was about to give the 1, 2, 3 from the ref.
Yeah. Clay has his
good awareness from Caleb.
Neck bridge is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like Clay's not really that phased because you could see like he's very nimble with that grip. He can recover top position pretty much at any point. You see how he can like just work his way around?
Yeah.
And now he's kind of pinned, but he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm just gonna get right back up.
Yeah, Caleb's being very aware of the hip position here, which I think is saving him from that scramble. If Clay could have come up on top with that grip on the neck, it would have not been great. But Caleb was doing good defensively, at least, to keep it from progressing.
Yeah.
He is not out of the woods yet, though. Looks like David's taking you over. Hot tubs. Oh, dude, we can start doing hot tub streams, too. Jordan, go pick us up 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'll have a truck.
I feel like Caleb just...
I'll totally get you back later, though. Promise.
Yeah, for sure. Caleb was keeping that elbow really wide to keep that anaconda pressure from settling in. He's working into a deep half. I let that go. His arms were safe there-ish. He's got him elevated.
Free delivery. My house is being renovated, so I'll need you to get it for me anyway, just in case.
Imagine how many more subscribers we get if we did hot tub streams like
Oh yeah.
like all the pretty girls do, all the pretty streamer girls.
So Clay just did the whatchamacallit, the Mitch roll.
Oh yeah. Hadn't seen that in a minute.
That forward roll.
That's also the role that
Paralyzed the guy temporarily. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. That I think Henner went and did a whatever expert testimony for, except this was done right. So taking over the shoulder, not taking over the neck, done safely, responsibly. It's a perfectly safe move.
You surely can bring your ice cream. Absolutely.
Easily 5 more subscribers. So Cole. How did Cole get on James's back? So looking here.
In your orange Corvette.
Yeah.
The red yellow one.
Oh. So let's see. James kind of has you in a leg drag-ish position. He doesn't have the foot on the outside, but fairly close. You take the leg out, circle it over the back, and he doesn't square up to you in time. So now you work with that tight, like the far lat grip that we were talking about in class. Let's see. So now both of James's arms are on the same side of your body. So as you set up that far lat grip and pull him in, he's not going to be able to square up to you, at least not effectively. So there you go. You hike the hips up. You start to go for your strangle, and you're digging your hooks in the whole time and putting him belly down. That was nice. That was really good. Following through on it.
Into mount.
Good takedown from Braden. He's got that over-under grip. Watch his footwork here. So he steps in front of me, sets out that trip leg, pulls me down with that overhook, sends me with the underhook, comes up on top. Really nice. I'm not reading all that. It's like every week is something new. All right, me and Chris.
It's like ChatGPT's hallucinating.
Yeah. Chris pulls guard. You and Gavin. So just a cross ashi entrance. I actually really liked this. So I start to, like, I'm isolating the far leg.
And let's go with your left leg.
Yeah, so I take my right leg across. Man, he's in a uncomfortable spot there, but as I take my right leg across my left leg that is now free, scoots in around, like I start to spin the leg, and as he stacks me, I'm keeping my right leg on the inside position where I want it. I just have to get my left leg up to the triangle, and I could sit him down. And I already have that right leg under my control, which I established, let's see, as he, right here, I start to get that right leg under control. So I know I'm about to get into cross ashi. I make it an early point to keep his secondary leg mine. And now I believe my intention was to work on the straight ankle and just the regular straight ankle grip from there, but he was making it difficult. Notice my foot position though. I'm not working with the triangle at this point. I'm doing that, like, stepping on my foot grip. Something that's really useful about this that I'm finally starting to understand and put into practice is when I have my legs triangled, I have really great control over the primary leg at the thigh, but it's easier for Chris to pull his heel back and away from me, which makes which takes away heel exposure, right? So when I want that heel back, because notice my hands are fully on the secondary leg, I need that primary heel near me. So bringing my knee towards my face and thereby, the heel of his primary leg, that foot on foot position is what does that. So right now he's in a spot where he can't roll, so I'm fine. I don't necessarily need to worry about him slipping the leg from a roll, so I can loosen the figure four grip, the triangle grip, and move to this foot on foot position. And then since I have the secondary leg, I can either start to lay on, some secondary attacks like a leg lace, which is what I believe what I do here. Or is he, if he pulls that leg free, I'm now in a much better spot to attack a heel hook because he can't pull that heel away from me as easily. So I'm really, really focusing on getting the leg lace here. Go to my elbow grip, which I think I've been doing this move a bit more frequently these days. Now notice as I go back to, as we go back to that upright position and I have the primary heel under control, I can switch back to my triangle, my figure four, or close to it. Chris is preventing it right now, but I can go on for the finish there. So some little subtleties that altogether make a pretty big difference in that game. Chris isn't always exactly easy to leg lock, so I have to be mindful of some of those details.
Very comfortable in those positions.
Yeah. You are working that 4-point we were talking about.
Yeah. Just getting more comfortable in it. Not really. I mean, not doing anything from it. Just trying to understand where my balance is or is not.
Yeah. Oh man, something happened here. It's Cole and Josh. What happened with Cole and Josh here? Josh almost face planting. Just about kissing the ground here. Let's watch this. Cole's really got him under control. Just got his ass up in the air. She's position he often finds himself in. And Cole coming around for a nice armbar. This is
so Cole, your left leg, you really want to use like some heavy knee pressure in order to get him turned over. So when he goes back to get belly down, you wind up getting the armbar anyway. But if you're looking to get somebody flat, like on their back, rather than finishing belly down, right where you are here, if you were to drive your left leg basically right towards his ear and force his chin to his chest, it actually becomes a lot easier to flip him over and have him roll onto his back.
Just like that power half Nelson, same kind of principle.
Yep, exactly.
I'm curious if this was
like a kid that would lick the mats, like
Josh.
Yeah, I mean, like when you were younger, I'm really glad you didn't start when you were like 5 or 6, because I really think you would have licked a lot of the mats.
Yeah,
like a lot of it.
He may have grown up in a house with lead paint too, so like
that.
Yeah, that would explain a lot.
It would.
So I think Josh taps early there before the arm gets extended. I'm curious if there was some shoulder pressure on that. And then Chris and I get into another little leg entanglement here. At the start of this one, we end up in 50-50. He just gets to an outside Ashi position and then takes me over into 50-50, which he had a lot of success with during the leg lock week during drilling. So I wasn't going to take him too lightly here. So he's digging on my leg as I'm trying to hide. I'm constantly switching my attention between defense and offense here. So once I could finally get his legs exposed, I switch into an outside Ashi position and get that exchange. But he's not someone to be trifled with in 50-50. Built different. Gavin with the
James and Austin in the top left.
Oh yeah.
James, or
I think so.
Yep. We got Jordan and Braden, I think, on the top right.
Check out Gavin's. He's got a really nice quick entrance into your leg here.
Yep.
It starts off attacking up top. You leave the leg out. Makes a nice swift switch into it. So you can hold on to that. Yeah. Looks like you're taking him through some stuff. Ooh. On your good heel.
Yeah.
Pat and David.
Did they just start later? They've been training the whole time.
I think David just came across the mat and
Okay.
they just started. Pat was sitting out for the first part of the round. Bro, Gavin had some quick shots that day. So like right there, he's got a pretty quick entrance on you. He doesn't get under you, but he was moving with some speed. He hits a really nice single leg on me later. Chris working with the false reap-ish for a second. James with the straight Ashi. Sits into an outside Ashi, going on the heel hook. And then Austin counters with the... Trying to get to a cross Ashi here.
Getting heel exposure on Austin is pretty difficult.
So I think the foot-to-foot position that I was just going over, that I did on Chris, is... Like, it'll be crucial on Austin, but then, like, he also has the ability to straighten his leg out so far beyond what I can reach. So, like, it's like I want him to keep it bent, but not too bent. And I don't want him to straighten it out, but I need it not totally bent. Like, I'm caught in this middle ground with him. I have to catch him on the roll a lot of times. So Jason and I get a great round in. I hadn't rolled with Jason in a minute. And I was pissing him off because I just kept standing up. So we had a pretty tiring round.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my rounds with him are like that.
Yeah.
Until I sit guard. Austin's just beating up his friends. Brand new.
Yeah, it's awesome. I would do the same. Who's Chris going with? I think that's
Josh.
Oh, it's Josh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Cole, Josh, and Chris.
Yeah, pretty easy pass and amount on Josh.
I feel like that's James and Caleb.
Oh, who was I talking to about this? I can't remember now. I want to say Brandon, but I don't think it was Brandon. So just like super simple, very fundamental, nothing fancy about this, but notice as Jason, he gets me into down into a turtle position. He goes to take my back, and as he does, I just hit a front roll to regard. Right, so you don't have to just accept this turtle position to the back exposure, and look what happens. A few seconds later, I get the opportunity to take top position and switch the momentum on the match.
What's up, Mango? Welcome in, man. Yeah, no problem. You did a really good job. You should be very proud.
The leg Ezekiel, dog.
Dude, you gotta coin that.
Yeah, man. Make it instructional, systematically leg Ezekiel-ing everyone.
Yeah.
So here I'm trying to put
Mangoplata.
the Mangoplata. Hell yeah. That's it, man.
Yeah.
That is it. That's gonna be the YouTube title. We're gonna make that go viral.
That's awesome.
So one question I had for Gary when he was here was, how do you like to combat, or what are some things you do to combat kipping escapes? And fortunately, you guys have helped me put this to work. So here I am in mount on Jason. He sets up. He's got his right forearm across my hip. I'm pressuring down, trying to get him to kip so I can practice this. And Jason, if Jason doesn't want me to stay in this position too long and I've got bad form, I'm going for a ride. He's gonna force me off to the side and regard. What Gary was telling us was, plant your hands to the mat, send your hips back, right? You're combating their not just the motion of their kip, but the off balancing that they're doing as they kind of bridge up and get you to the side, or bridge up and get you overhead, depending on how they decide to do this mount. So I'm planting my hands, pushing myself backwards, and you'll notice as Jason starts to, so his kip isn't especially strong there, but as he's starting to like kick his legs out, it's forcing back against the hips and limiting the motion and the effect of the kip. There are probably some better examples. I couldn't see his legs when he was doing that, but I felt a kipping approach to that escape. And sure enough, he gets me off to the side. Oh no, we move. Oh, that's right. No, like I was gonna go to move, and he hits this huge roll, and he's like, "Oh, were you moving?" And I'm like, "Nah, you're fine. Just take it." Ooh, you coming up over on mount with his arm. But yeah, it took Mike and I a second to see exactly what you had set up with your legs. But yeah, the no arm Gogoplata.
Mangoplata.
The Mangoplata. It would have been a nice. I wish we did have a better angle on that. So for I'm assuming, please correct me if I'm wrong, did you enter it at like beginner, novice, intermediate? Regardless, I mean, it's just gonna weigh into what finishes you can use as far as like, you know, heel hooking and all that. But as long as you're careful with your leg position, man, like there are plenty of entries into legs that you can use to off balance or work the you know, Achilles attacks and all that. So definitely something worth adding to your arsenal. And then by the time you're in, you know, expert division or advanced or whatever, you'll already be well versed in getting to those positions, controlling from there, and then since you'll be practicing it, you know, finishing from there too. So definitely worth your time to put in. Jason skips behind me here. This was a funny moment. I thought about that clip of Tonin where I forgot who he's with, where he's like,
oh, he was like
got his arms out, running around like an
yeah.
airplane and just Granby rolling. I think that was with Wagner Rocha. But I didn't run around the mat, but I get up and I really throw myself around to get Jason from off my back, and basically pull guard. And Clay was like, "To your back, really?" And I'm like, "I'm a lot safer here than with Jason on my back." Like I'll take this any day. Yeah, that's anytime that pops up on like a flow grappling throwback, or if Gary posts it, it's always funny to see. Good
so I went in for cross ashi, and then Cole winds up getting a straight ankle on me.
It's embarrassing, dude. Nice entrance though. And you just missed that the triangle there.
Yeah,
At
I
least on
had
the
to shoot
first
my
go.
hips back up.
Yeah.
There it is. Relock.
Got
Get
both
double
legs.
trouble. Yep.
That's annoying that Cole can counter. Is this where he gets? Is that the grip he takes for the straight ankle?
He does. I think so.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's, I mean, for what it is though. Like, here's why I think here's why I say it's annoying. Uh, he doesn't like he's taking the outside leg. He doesn't have like a, you know, a typical ashi here. He's not like posted on your hip. He's not. Um, embarrassing for Mike, dude. For getting caught in this position. No. What's the reason I say that? Like there are a few things here that aren't typical of a textbook Achilles position, where like your hips and Mike's hips are very close together. Not ideal for straight ankles. The hand placement you have, just because of like your sling and everything, I think is pretty low. Let's see by the finish. Again, low hands. You've heard me railing about that for the last few weeks now. Yeah, I would say your hands are definitely low here. The redemptive thing about this, the reason I think you're getting this, and I'm curious what you think, Mike. You're on, like, the attacking leg is on bottom. Your body weight is over the ankle. And that puts us, you know, a significant amount of pressure on. And then, you know, you're putting your back into this, so you're gonna have your a bigger muscle group working on it, making up for that that distance between your hands and your chin. That's why it's embarrassing that Mike tapped to this. What do you think? Kick it over to you, Mike.
So he had like that De La Hiva hook on the left. So if you
okay.
So with his left leg, it winds up pressuring down pretty significantly on that knee, and then when he goes back to make the grip, it actually became very tight, and you see how he's leaning really heavily down on that left hand side. But when he came back up, he actually makes a switch to go pretty high up with his left hand.
Okay.
And then he makes a grip adjustment, and then he goes right back down again, and then puts his back into the finish. And also, my heel started to pop out, so it turned into an Aoki lock. So it was an inverted heel hook, is what this actually turned into. Just the nature of the heel slipping out of the straight ankle grip. Yeah, so it did not feel good.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about this. The like this leg position, even though I wouldn't call it ideal, because he can't really shut down a roll from here. Back heeling into this, it's similar to the yeah. I mean, this is what you said when you said like the De La Hiva hook, right? Like it reminds me of Craig Jones and Boogie, and that obviously it's not the exact same lock, but that makes sense why he was able to put more pressure on this, even with like the hip position being different, the hand position being slightly off, all that stuff.
Yep.
Cool. That's what I meant, Cole. Calm down. God. So here again, like 30 seconds left. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna make Jason stand. Try to hit 2 wrist snaps here, and he wasn't falling for it. He may have been too tired to sprawl at that point. Try to go on a single. the roll the top position. I think if you could have kept a hand on Clay's left ankle here, you may have been able to keep him down. But you're posting with it too. Like you didn't want to get taken over as well. Like if he was forcing you to
I was
that
telling him
side.
the whole time, once he gets to his knees, I'm going down to my butt. Like, and so I don't know. I do a couple of things. I don't know if Mango's still watching, but I get Ashi entrances on Clay. You can see how I'm using that inside, like my knee coming up through the middle, Mango, in order to kind of stave off a lot of the pressure from Clay. And I'm constantly switching between the legs that he's trying to pummel in and out. I'm constantly trying to keep one knee up the middle at the very least, and that gives me a lot of different leg entries that I can start playing around with. Coming up, I'm catching. I do know, like, I'm trying to be aware of his knees, so I'm not throwing any sort of like real reaping pressure or anything in there. Just seeing what we can get, and I just like he's so dangerous around the head, and you'll see later. Anytime he comes around the head, it's there's a strangle.
Yeah, almost into that same entry again.
Yeah.
Something with his foot sweep with Pat. This is something I think I'm bad at too much, and it's something I try to work on. With foot sweeps, I mean, this is kind of a strange one, but like I get this leg weave inside and I keep it. Just because you don't get the foot sweep at first, even if it's a standard one with your foot on the outside, not all wonky like mine right now, if you can elevate that foot, remember they want it back, and if you just keep that, your hook super sticky and resistant to their step, they will overcompensate, or they can overcompensate, and you could still get the trip. It's like going for the Uchimata and jumping till you get it. Same thing with foot sweeps. You got to hold on to it and keep disrupting, keep going until they fall, or until they just manage to rip their leg free. But here I held on to it for as long as I could, and I managed to get Pat stepping back in a bad direction.
That was the same takedown that Clay had earlier, and David, I believe.
Yeah, I think he stepped in a little deeper than I did. Like my knee wasn't committed on that one, because again I'm just too scared to. But
What's up, Pib?
Pib, what's going on, bro? Yeah, using all four limbs compared to mostly relying on your arms. Yeah, it's necessary, man. Your arms will get tired long before your legs do. I think having good isometric strength probably helps. Not that I'm giving like workout advice right now, but yeah, it's pushing constantly and all that isn't that advantageous. I use my legs to move myself a lot more than I use my arms, like when I'm on my back and all that. Another leg lace on Pat. I'll have to go back for that. Caleb and Chris.
Yes, I swept, or I got the sweep on Clay a little bit earlier. Get into the mount position. No, not this one. There was another one before this.
Earlier? Oh, there it is.
I go in for the shoulder crunch. He is doing what he's like. So Clay, I don't want to give you any tips on how to get out of the shoulder crunch, because I feel like that's the only thing I really have going for me. But you were going in the right direction to start alleviating pressure. You went in because he's a wrestler, strong ass neck. I mean, like, his neck bridges are ridiculous. Like, he's like holding me up with his neck. Okay. So he's using his neck to try and like put a stopper in me being able to turn him over. All you really need to do and focus on when you're in this shoulder crunch is getting your head north of my head. once you get your head north of my head, the shoulder pressure comes off. I don't think that I had like a ton of like braking pressure or anything. It was just kind of like stuck probably. And then you kind of went over, and all I did was chase him down,
Yeah.
right? So I roll up here on top, and then secure mount position. Now, what you'll notice here is that he favors his getting to his right side down to the mat, and then when he sends in that left underhook on me, I get a little overzealous by pinning his right arm down, and then here he's just constantly turning his hips. I let him get too far right there, and then now his knees down on the mat, and he can just get right up. There are like, I was just baffled. I told him to go F off after that.
I mean, that does show the power of that leg scissor technique, though, that we talk about that in a
huge.
lot of moves, and it is the most efficient way to get your hips up.
And
that's
the fact that he has the underhook means that I can't circle around to take the back.
Yep.
So yeah, there was that, and man, I was like, I don't know how you just got out. I could see it now, but I couldn't at the time.
Yeah.
But immediately going in for the shoulder crunch again, and at least getting to tuck position for another short time. But yeah, once he got to his knees, I'm sitting my butt.
What time do you want a Wednesday morning class to be, Josh? Yeah, looking for that. Oh, well, almost went from a leg entrance to like a side triangle or something. Yeah, that might be like Caleb morning time. Or Austin.
Here's the catch on the arm.
Yep.
Right when I go to turtle up, I was like, I thought I could do a quick turn out of it when I sat back, but then he had my wrist. There was, if he really wanted to rip it, he would have torn my shoulder off. So
yeah.
He was being really nice.
Yeah, you were ready to tap on that one pretty early.
Yeah.
5:30 or 6. Let's look at Caleb here. So we've been pointing out when he gets to mounted triangles lately. So stuffs the left hand, I think. Is that what he goes with? Yep, there we go. Steps over. Good. This looks good. So Caleb, if you want to lock up that triangle with your legs, well, let's see if you do it. You're leaning in the right direction. That's what I want to see. I would like to see you pushing the knee into the head as you bring your head down to the mat, pulling your heels up towards your butt, and you could start to set in that triangle a little bit more easily. You got to get the weight off of your legs, though.
The thing that you really need to think about, or what's really helped me, is trying to actually look down at their feet. You need to overemphasize the triangle.
Sure.
Or you try to overemphasize the turn here.
Yeah.
His right leg is not deep enough around the neck.
Yeah, I just saw that right there. Like you can see the crease of the leg, a little too far from the neck.
And you can actually shore that up, Caleb, by overemphasizing, because when you try to look to your, in this case to your right, looking down towards the feet, your left knee has to come back up in order to provide any sort of balance. And when it comes up, it's going to push his head further into the crease of your knee, and it's going to then put on the strangle pressure.
Gets the turnover. Chris is pretty good about getting that arm in and using that to get to eventual safety. Okay, I was like, come on, I need this. Yeah, he keeps himself safe with it.
And then triangle. Boom. That was a tight arm triangle.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed at how easily he the finishing mechanics for that work for him.
Yep.
There, that's where I threw my shoulder out. That hurts so bad.
How did you do it? I didn't even see
I
it.
don't even know, man. It wasn't. I looked at the footage and it's really nothing I could even point out.
Oh,
Like, my
gotcha.
right arm. Like I think when I went to force Pat's hand off of my neck like that, I threw it away, and it just like my right arm just like kept going or something, and it did not feel good on an already seemingly injured shoulder. Caleb on the armbar now, running out of time though. Looks like Chris is gonna get safe.
Yeah, Clay's a beast, man. He's already dangerous now. I can't wait to see him in a year or two.
Just got him and Coltrane. Oh yeah, look at this shot from Gavin. Like, gets right underneath me super quickly.
He's very comfortable in these ties. And
Yeah.
I've said it before, but the way that him and his brother handle these inside bicep ties are like, they're so, like, watch, you see how he doesn't get a collar tie, he doesn't get a wrist grip. He literally has his hands are on your shoulders, and his elbows are flaring your elbows out.
Yeah,
And that's how he can swim in so easy.
he gives me that little fake. Just like the lift, the other side, gets a reaction out of me, boom,
There.
boom, and shoots.
Yep.
This is really nice. So yeah, now Clay gets to get acquainted with close guard, finally. Now that we're through legs and I think he started during like maybe
Back.
during back, yeah.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, you finally get to see some more fundamental jiu-jitsu. Get acquainted with being on your back. I don't know, man. 7's like maybe doable for a morning class. You wouldn't even show up though. You're just saying that.
You gotta drive your red Corvette.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna be up late with the Corvette you don't have, changing spark plugs. You're gonna oversleep, wake up at 4 p.m. You're not even gonna show up.
Be his little red Corvette, raspberry beret, playing some Purple Rain on the radio as he's driving in.
God, that Clay's neck position scares me so bad right now.
Dude,
I could just hear my neck crunching.
yeah. I just don't understand how he can stay in that position. That's crazy.
Yeah. There we go. Cole splits the legs. And then the other, so I guess as a point of like something Clay could work on. There we go. That was a nice quick pass up to mount. Something Clay could work on, coming from, you know, the wrestling background is great and all that, but we like right there was a good example. And in my role with him later, I get on mount for a few seconds, and we'll see his reaction tends to be two different things: a big bridge followed by a bigger bridge. And I'm not gonna say that doesn't work. You know, I guess I tend to focus much more on more controlled movements, or just like moves that don't require explosive strength or power or anything like that. It's not to take away from those things, but working, you know, Clay's gonna need to get really familiar with an elbow escape, right? maybe even kipping escapes, things like that. But some of the fundamental things that a lot of us have probably either committed to memory right now or maybe take for granted. If I tried doing really big heavy bridging like that, it might work, but I'm definitely going to be tired when I get up top, and I don't want to do that for an hour-long open mat or a 6-minute competition match, right? So some of those fundamental jiu-jitsu moves that don't get done in wrestling, that's where there's a lot of room to learn. For him and for like Arsam and David, these guys with like strong wrestling backgrounds.
Yeah, your arm was not in a good spot.
I missed it. Where do you have it?
It was an Americana.
Is it further back?
No, it was way further back.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so he goes for the Americana here with the head in.
Yeah, from close guard too.
Yep. And then Cole turns him over, but then gets turned over again.
Yeah.
And then Clay starts to go into a half guard, and I don't know. There was a lot of torque on that shoulder. I can't blame you there.
Yeah. If you had your other hand to defend, I wouldn't have cared.
Short up. Yeah.
I need to teach Clay the standing guard break. Piss all of you off.
No, you don't. He can stand up just fine on his own.
Yeah, right.
See?
All right, so in my ongoing saga to get Gavin and Braden tight with these heel hooks, he's getting better and better every week. The only adjustment I called out to him here is getting those heels behind my back and digging them in right there. Now we get some power on it. Now Cole's just breakdancing. Or Clay.
Yeah.
Leg high up over the back, gets the turn, and the reroll. Like, cool, my shoulder hurts. Let me take on Clay. We got you and Josh. And Jason and Chris.
I love how he just gives the leg.
I started laughing. I'm like, I'm not taking that, dude. Get it away from me. I don't want your leg.
Take it. Yeah, if you would have stayed on that head any longer, you would have been the one breaking the contact from the floor.
I know. He's got a back like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, man. So what he's doing here really well is keeping my knees pointed away from me to give him back exposure, easy passing, all that stuff. And now here my strategy is just start collecting legs and see what I can get out of this.
Yep. Turtle power.
So they're looking for this,
yeah,
trying to get the same cross ashi entrance. I mean, like he's got a good base. He's well over my head right now, so it was hard to get the roll, but I was just about there. What happened with you tying up your brace and come loose?
Yeah, it kept the tape that night kept coming off.
So this is what I was talking about with like some of his reactions here. It's like one bridge, get me to bait or baits me to push down on the one side and then goes heavily. Like he bridges right, I resist to his left, and he goes with it to his left. I mean, that's something we see though in jiu-jitsu. It's not uncommon. So I was okay riding it out. He gets me off bouncing off here and gets that leg scissor though that he was super good at earlier. Gets me in a dogfight.
Yeah, he was thinking about locking up the anaconda strangle. He tried on that first bridge side to side.
Yeah.
And then I guess it loosened up because he gave it a lot in the wrong direction for it. Right, it put a little too much pressure on the grip, I think.
Yeah.
Now you're in on the leg.
Trying.
It's like straight ashi. Oh, then you go okay.
And this is.
It's a mount.
How did I get there? I looked away for 1 second.
It was like an X guard almost.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So he come up, almost gets the
Flips
regard.
over.
I keep the leg by. And
Out
just the
for
leg
now.
switch. So watch that leg scissor again.
Yep.
It really is, man. It's just that. And like I've definitely tried to show you guys that in certain moves that I can't recollect right now, but it's the easiest way to get up.
It is, but it also is due to that tight waist / underhook that he has on that side.
Sure,
That's
definitely,
that's
yeah.
the big.
Yeah, I mean that keeps him safe through the transition for sure.
Yep. And here you throw up a trap triangle.
Try to
Looks like
switch
you're
to an
going in for
armbar.
an arm.
But my legs got crossed up here, and it wasn't doing me any favors. Going for a different kind of leg entrance on Josh here.
Oh yeah.
Almost, you're just about to sit to that cross ashi.
Yep.
See it?
Got pinned up against the wall. Yeah.
So here he goes in for that Kimura grip again. I tap early on that one because he quickly got the hand behind my back, and that's where I know I'm starting to get into some trouble, and especially with that shoulder. He's like, "Oh man, you tapped." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you can have that one." Bro, that throw.
That was sick.
It was slow motion when it happened to me, but it was cool. So it's funny. We actually went over this one yesterday on Tuesday's class, and it's just, I mean, it's basically a lateral drop, I think. So he's got the overhook. He shoots through the underhook on the far side, but what made this a bit higher magnitude than normal is he gets me hoisted. He gets me hoisted on top of this leg.
Yep.
So as I'm going, like, I go up and over that leg, and he gets a really beautiful throw out of it. I knew as it was happening, I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good. Like, just keep your arm tucked and don't get hurt.
You know who does this throw at our school is Steven. Steven does this.
Oh yeah. And Caleb too, right? Caleb.
Oh yeah.
He loves the.
Caleb get this. Yeah.
A bit more of a, probably a bit more horizontal. This one felt like I was going for a ride straight
Vertical.
up.
Yeah.
That was fun. Just trying to keep that leg captured and maybe work to like a leg lever position to get the sweep. And then right here, I start talking him through how he has a cross ashi entrance. I don't know why I'm teaching him that, but really, really good leg entrance to work with there. Just the one you guys all know and love. Big back step from half guard, and now he's in on it.
The great thing about being an upper belt is that when lower belts are smashing you, you can always just stop them and be like, no, you're not doing it exactly right.
You're like, nah, man, I'm just your coach. That's trying to help you, bro. Not trying to stop being embarrassed.
Yeah.
Hey, again, I mean, we talked about it recently. Like, I think when Pinball mentioned it, it's like I can't hide the embarrassment now. So I get my ass beat all the time.
It's public, and it's not that anybody watches it, but it's all over the internet.
Bro,
right?
we have 7 viewers right now. All right.
We have 7 viewers.
A lot of people follow us on TikTok now.
Oh yeah. This will probably be on TikTok because I'm definitely going to use that throw.
Yeah. We'll get Clay to do it to me in class very clinically, and then we'll be like, here it is live.
Oh yeah.
We should totally do
Dude,
that.
that would be awesome. We could we should let's do that.
Oh, all right. I'm down. I'll start stretching out for it.
Saturday it is.
Cool. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Big shout out to Mango for sharing his comp footage with us. That's always cool to see, and we hope it helps you out, man. We're always down to give you some feedback and all that good stuff. So thank you for being a loyal viewer. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, Josh. Thank you to all of our students for tuning in. And yeah, if you guys like what you see, follow us here. Subscribe if you can.
What's up, Pat?
Use your
You were
Twitch
lurking.
Prime. Yeah. What the frig, Pat? Thanks for watching, buddy. What was I saying? Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe over on YouTube. And yeah. Any news? I think Danny's teaching tomorrow.
Oh, is he?
I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
That was the word.
Am I teaching Saturday? I think I'm teaching Saturday.
Maybe you are. I don't know.
Yep.
What else? I think that's about it for now. We can keep it short tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in. Go trim your nails and do your laundry and don't be stinky. And we will see you guys back at class. Later.
Later.